year and attended 59th anniversary of the Korean War armistice ceremony. Secretary of Defense Rheem said this to me.
6.25 전쟁 발발 당시 미국은 제2차 세계대전을 막 치룬 상황이었기 때문에 사실 아무런 참전 준비가 되어 있지 않았다. 심지어 동계 피복조차 없어서 많은 미국 군인들이 한국의 매서운 겨울에 고통스러워했다.
When the Korean War started, the United States Army was fresh up from World War II and was not at all ready to enter another war. Our soldiers did not even have winter clothing, and they suffered in the harsh Korean winter weather.
미국은 한국의 자유민주주의를 수호하기 위해 많은 희생을 치렀고 그렇게 오늘의 한국이 있는 것입니다.
He said that the United States had sacrificed a lot to guard Korea's liberal democracy, and this has made it possible for Korea to be where it stands right now.
따라서 미국 참전 용사는 미국의 영웅이자 한국의 영웅입니다. 한국은 미국의 참전 용사를 잊지 않고 있고 감사를 표현하고 있다. 우리의 한미 동맹은 계속되어야 한다고 말했습니다.
American veterans are Korean heroes as well as being our American heroes. Korea has been expressing gratefulness towards American veterans ever since, and our alliance has to be continued.
미국은 지금의 대한민국을 있게 하였습니다. 3년의 6.25 전쟁 후 현재까지 수백만 명의 미국 군인들이 한국의 자유와 평화를 위해 한국 땅에서 복무하고 있습니다.
Korea as it is exists today is possible because of the sacrifice of the United States during the Korean War and its steadfast alliance with Korea ever since. After 3 years of fighting in the Korean War, millions of American servicemen and women have served in Korea, guarding our freedom and maintaining the peace.
한미 동맹이 있었기에 외국 자본은 한반도에 전쟁이 발발하지 않을 것이라는 신뢰를 가지고 마음 놓고 투자할 수 있었고 대한민국은 지난 60년간 기적적인 경제 발전을 이룩할 수 있었습니다.
The U.S.-Korea alliance has enabled and encouraged corporations and foreign investors to invest in Korea, firm in their belief that the war will not happen again. This has let Korea achieve miraculous economic recovery and development during the past 60 years. We could never have done it without you, without America, and the millions of Americans have helped us to free and defend our nation.
저는 맥아더 장군님과 6.25 전쟁으로 목숨을 잃으신 많은 참전 용사분들을 추모하는 마음으로 또 여기 계신 미국 참전 용사님들께 감사하는 마음으로 대한민국 정부와 국민을 대표해서 의사화하였습니다.
As the representative of the Korean government and the people of Korea, I place the wreath and pay tribute to Korean war veterans who lost their precious lives during the war, and to also the ones who attend to this event.
대한민국 정부와 국민은 미국의 도움과 참전 용사분들의 숭고한 희생과 공헌을 결코 잊지 않을 것입니다.
The Korean government and the people of Korea will never forget the support of the United States and its wonderful people and the noble sacrifice and contribution of the war veterans who have so nobly served our nation with greatest courage.
다시 한번 이 자리에 참석하신 모든 분들께 깊은 감사의 말씀을 드립니다.
Again, I would like to thank everyone in this event. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
장관님 고맙습니다. 다음에는 본 순서제에는 표시가 안 돼 있습니다만 전 대한민국 국무총리이셨던 정운찬 전 총리님께서 축사를 해 주시겠습니다. Next commemorating speech. 운찬 정 former Prime Minister Republic of Korea.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming this morning. It's an honor to be with you here today. I'm well aware that I am in the company of heroes. Korea is one of the most dynamic economies in the world. It has one of the most mature and vibrant democracies in all of Asia. Korea supports UN peacekeeping missions, economic aid programs, and disaster relief efforts to our neighbors of the global community. We are all aware that your sacrifice during the Korean War was the bedrock of such a miracle. Many of you will have vivid memories of the devastation, pain, and suffering during the war. Because you fought for freedom and justice, Korea is now a beacon of hope and admiration of the developing world. I salute you. In 2010, Korea's per capita GDP, when converted into purchasing power, is on par with the average of per capita GDPs of EU nations. Korean economy is now the 13th largest around the globe, with more than a US trillion dollars of GDP. How then did you get here? Many studies have been conducted on this topic, but I would like to share with you a few that stand out for me personally. First, we had great friends who cared. In response to the UN Security Council Resolution 84, 16 countries came to South Korea's aid during the Korean War. Young men and women like yourselves from these far-flung lands came and shed their precious blood to defend the country they never knew and the people they never met. The proud flags representing these 16 countries fly daily at War Memorial of Korea in Seoul to remember those courageous soldiers. After the war, our allies and the UN lent a valuable hand in rebuilding our war-torn nation. Currently, Korean agencies and corporations are conducting diverse humanitarian projects in all corners of the globe to reciprocate the generosity and goodwill that we as a nation receive from our dear friends around the world. Second, a focus on education and investment in human capital was critical. The third factor for Korea's rise is the can-do or fighting spirit of the Korean people. During the rapid industrialization process, many Koreans worked tremendously hard to help themselves, their families, and the communities to climb out of poverty and build the foundation for a market-driven society. Wherever there were jobs, our young men and women went to faraway countries to take the opportunities. In the 1960s, Koreans went to West Germany to work as coal miners and nurses. Impressed with the Korean work ethic, the West German government was one of the first friends to extend to Korea industrial development loans. In the 1970s, with the construction boom in the Middle East, many Korean construction workers helped to build key infrastructure and development projects in the region. The wages these workers earned and sent back home allowed their families to send their children to college. With such positive achievements, where should Korea go from here? A list of solutions would include well-educated population, lots of engineers, designers, and other professionals, enormous deposits of knowledge, adequate capital, strong public education, efficient economic institutions, and legal system congenial to promoting entrepreneurship, etc. But I would like to propose a few ideas that can be summed up as the three wars: more open, more confident, and more compassionate. I have prepared much about what we are going to do in the future, but why don't I just summarize briefly. First, we should be more open. Second, we need to be more confident. Korea is no longer a hermit kingdom dislocated from the global community. Indeed, Korea is a dynamic market economy. Our youngsters have shared the best of the nation with the rest of the world on the international stage, such as the recent London Olympics. Korean pop groups have fans all over the world, and Korean TV dramas and movies are enjoyed by our friends in hundreds of countries. Korea needs to channel this new confidence for the promotion of prosperity, peace, and stability in Northeast Asia and the globe. We must be wise and patient as we try to open up North Korea to the global community. We must work with China in helping North Korean refugees who have fled North Korea but have no standing and protection in the international community. We must also work together to resolve legacy issues. Every Wednesday in front of the Japanese embassy in Seoul, the crowd gathers peacefully to call for Japan's change. This crowd is made up of old ladies who were forced to become involuntary comfort women, old gentlemen who were subject to forced labor and was not compensated by the Japanese corporations during the World War II, and youths from Korea and Japan to support and remember them. If we can solve such legacy issues, we will be able to pave the way for the young generation to work together to create a much better future. Last but not least, we must be more compassionate. Why don't I just introduce a poem written by an Indian poet in 1929 when Korea was under the Japanese occupation. In 1929, Rabindranath Tagore, the great poet and writer of India, wrote a poem that inspired many Koreans who were subjects to brutal colonial rule. It was titled The Lamp of the East. In the golden age of Asia, Korea was one of its lamp bearers, and that lamp is waiting to be lighted once again for the illumination in the East. In the future, I strongly hope and know that Korea will make our past, present, and future friends proud by being the brightly lighted lamp of the global community, always willing and able to lend a helping hand to friends in need inside and outside the country. With that, I would like to conclude my speech today. Thank you very much for your time and attention. Thank you.
네, 이어서 또 순서에는 없습니다만 전 한미연합 사령관이신 비비벨 장군께서 여기 나와 계십니다. 그래서 말씀 좀 듣겠습니다. Commemorating speech, General B.B. Bell, Commander.
It's a great honor for me to be here in a place that I heard about all my life back in Tennessee, but never came to, MacArthur Park. And what a wonderful opportunity for me personally to be in a place commemorating such a magnificent military leader in world history. I have only a couple of comments before we move indoors and get out of the heat. First, I want to introduce, make sure everybody knows, a great 8th Army commander who's here today, General Dan Zanini. Dan, please stand up. Great friend of mine, and terrific that you were able to join us. Thank you so much. Look up. My granddaughter's name, Jin Hee Bell, adopted from the great country of the Republic of Korea. I made a promise to her when she was 6 months old that someday while I am alive, and she's a young woman, she and I, we will walk across what was before the demilitarized zone into a free and reunited Korea. This will happen in my lifetime. Jin Hee Bell and I will make this venture in a great glorious day following the collapse of North Korea. Today is about your war, where you set the conditions for prosperity for the Korean people a great alliance between the two nations and a reunited Korea that is in the near future. God bless every veteran here for giving of yourself during that war. God bless everyone here who's not a veteran of the war, but has served there with one purpose: bring the Korean culture back into a single united culture and get on with the peace of the world. This must be done, and it will be done in my lifetime. I look forward to seeing everybody in a few minutes in the hotel where we will continue this great celebration. God bless you. I salute you. 같이 갑시다. 같이 갑시다.
이어서 지금 대한민국에서 종북 세력과 좌익 편향 세력이 우리 한국 국민을 몹시 괴롭히고 있습니다. 기독교를 대표해서 기독교 모든 기독교인들을 대표해서 그리고 우리 한국 국민을 대표해서 종북 세력과 투쟁하고 싸우시는 김성광 목사님, 김성광 박사님이 이 자리를 위해서 일부러 오셨습니다. 앞에 모셔서 축사를 듣겠습니다. Commemorative speech by Dr. 김성광.
감사합니다. 우리는 하나님 앞에 축복을 많이 받고 감사를 해야 됩니다. 왜냐하면 미국 자체가 God bless America, America bless Korea. In the same way, 역사적으로 미국이 없었다면 우리 대한민국도 없었습니다. 왜냐하면 미국은 우리를 일제시대 때 빼앗긴 우리나라를 다시 되찾게 하시고 또 6.25 전쟁도